is hoping for them to be able to do something.
Impact as we come over from the top side of Sandhawk down towards the south side. Regnum out nice and early around Cow at the moment. It will be the second to last time we see Sandhawk here over at the playoffs for Pmwc at Edelin.
Ooh, hang on a minute. Is it happening again? Power Gaming on the drop blank, the back-to-back versus 4 Thrives.
Yesterday went very badly for 4 Thrives, almost immediately going down with Power coming out on top there. Let's see if 4 Thrives can get anything done, because right now they're in 13th place. Very much different to what we expected from them coming off the back of that group stage. Maybe they're feeling a little bit cold into this, but they back off over towards the western side of Hartin. Try and stall things out for a little bit longer while they find their footing versus Power.
I believe that was nearly a clean sweep last time as well. I think at most they lost 1 player and then made it out, obviously just completely dismantling the entirety of the 4 Thrives roster. But you think about how much that threw a curveball into their day, Blank. Oof. If this happens again here, it could be a crazy start for Power. We'll dial in, we'll see how it develops.
There with the circle as well, heading up towards the northwest side of the map. This fight becomes very, very important, like you say. Al-Haji already taken around about 20% damage here. Sending the shots through with the Tommy. Around and back. He's looking up through the pathways as well. Does leave Power a little bit uncomfortable.
I mean, Falak just got vision there. Timing on the reload. Al-Haji on the peek back out. Bit of chip damage. That causes Falak to back off. Try and at least play for some time with the delay. Throw the flashback over. You got IQ up on the roof. And obviously this is the verticality that you're talking about. Adds another element. For Hedans in the back line with Easy. This roof can provide so much additional cover though, so he can peek into them, and Al-Haji just can't quite get the angle. If he peeks through in the building, it's going to be really bad for him. Falak even re-engaging back onto Ragnar there and getting the first knock. T24.
Oh my
goodness! It's heavy. Big damage done. Noki with the reply. Instantly engaging to clean up onto the down players as well.
The rest of Power just not there to follow up, and Al-Haji with a heroic play will find 2, but not quite enough. Dropping Power now down to just the 1 player, and 4 Thrives come ahead of it without losing a single so far. Easy is going to bring something to the table, but it looks like he brought nothing. Who has been a constant problem for them actually over in this playoff. They managed to squeeze themselves over towards the edge. In the meantime, the rest of it is currently battling off against Alpha. It's a nice shot, but it's immediately replied onto.
Yes, Darkin in the back line. They've got the connection there. Tap straight to the cranium on Refus. Roll up from Alter Ego. They sense weakness and want to see if they can dive in to snatch away some of these points as well. Rita inside, but at least a little bit of cover to play. We've got Alva on a wide berth around the edge as well, so he can cover for the team if they further back, whilst they're advancing up close. Rosemary looking for the engagement here. Loves to see
S12K in his hands. Rita with the DBS, there's a destruction there that comes through. And at least they're able to find it.
Find him. Ready. Sky down and out. Shot back over. No fear. At least catches 1.
It's a weird engagement from Horror, honestly, getting themselves caught up in the mix of it. This is over towards the north side before they're crossing on that northern bridge to Hartin. I respect the teams that are trying to get themselves caught up in the mix of it. This is over towards...
Ready. Sky down and out. Shot back over. No fear. At least catches 1.
It's a weird engagement from Horror, honestly, getting themselves caught up in the mix of it. This is over towards the north side before they're crossing on that northern bridge to Hartin. I respect the teams that are trying to go for this more often. Yangon...
Yeah, showing off his former professional ice skating skills there. Krypton, he's ready for it. Open ground, no cover, no trees to provide any semblance of protection, so it's an easy burst. Climb, wave over it, get an angle onto them, reset from it. Oh, instant tag out, and they crash onto this immediately. Soup with the DBS, taking the advice of the analyst desk. Let's see what he can do up close, though. Good with the first, the Kryptonite against Krypton. Read on the angle. Alpha, see you later, but the backstab is good to save it.
This is the problem, though. We currently have Alpha Gaming coming in from that western side, and this is a bad fight for Alter Ego versus Solo. This could be easily third-partied onto. Teams can start to move up.
Oh, instant engagement to Alpha though. Rosemary, he was the man in the back line that got one to open it up and bide some time, but it's a quick response back blank.
But that's all they needed. They just needed to buy time, and Rosemary gives his life for it whilst they prepare themselves to get back up again. Alva waiting on the doorway, sees a player get out, but there's hard cover in position. But he's going to take the time with a single grenade. Let's see what Reefers can get done with this one. It could be gigantic. It misses.
So close to blowing up the bits, but maybe he can handle it with a weapon instead. Shin on the move up as well, coming around from the rich side. All of this noise attracting commotion. Krypton cooks one for the reply. Bounce out the window on the lip. No damage done. Reefers still just waiting for an opportunity to shine. But Alpha strikes with the DBS.
There is going to be so much fire coming their way, and Alter Ego laid low by Sook with the DBS. Puts away the bow and arrow, but it's a bullseye straight to the guys from Alter Ego. With only Krypton remaining, tries to take down the final players from Alpha Game who got ahead of them. Yangon Galacticos currently dealing with Nongshim Red Force, but they have been the beast inside the lobby.
Yangon. Nades over the top. Meanwhile, in the healing feed, you can see Regnum Cayra taking shots from Aura as well that are playing with confidence at the moment. Just wide on the nade. Panic. And it's not going to work out the way that they were hoping for. The team's getting fragmented. A sliver of HP is all they have. And with that, it's confirmed that they go down. We say goodbye to Yangon. No chance for the chicken dinner, but potentially a surprise in store for Nongshim. Push up on the rich side with Doc getting close. He's still got nades to play with.
Alpha, the big dogs here, looking to push things further. Currently in third place on the rankings. 2 players to work with. Doc moves up, moves forward. Nongshim Red Force, can they be shut down? Sleepy will be taken out by the play zone, trying to play out that match on the northeast edge. Ida, through all of this, despite the early rundown from Alter Ego, have lived this one out in a compound on this eastern side of the northwest island. Kept it chill. Look to get quite a few points off the back of this. They are unfortunately being a little bit passive on this one. I feel like they could get a lot more control down towards the southeast side. That compound is nice for cover, but look at all this space that they could be taking.
So many wide open sightlines and the potential for a lot of these healing points to be soaked up by a few of the teams that are further ahead as well. When you think about Nongshim Red Force with the game they're playing right now, if they can just roam in, close down on Alpha, there's much more that can be done.
I think the thing is, Riyadh, they're just scared playing as 2. Foxy will find one. Benny looking over toward Doc now. It's going to shot backwards somehow, some way. Alpha Gaming come out on top. It's an incredible performance from Nongshim Red Force. They're angry, but Alpha's here to calm them down. The simmer pot finally sits tranquil as Alpha Gaming need to keep pushing here. What an incredible performance from Doc. So low HP, but that adrenaline was thumping.
Oh yeah, Nongshim seeing red off the back of that one. Disgusting plays. Doc, the doctor is certainly in the house and he's looking to operate this one cleanly. You can buy time for it now. Slow it down a little bit, keep the pressure on.
3 teams, 6 players, 2 on each. It's the battle of the duos. What kind of dialogue these squads can have with one another going forward? Will it be argumentative? Will it be a complete shutdown? Or will it be a drawn out conversation?
For Alpha, it's the dream scenario with the teams being ushered closer towards them. The zone starts to force you forward. Loxy was always looking for this lockdown sideline over towards Ida. He's able to grab one with the play zone assisting as the third man for the squad of Regnum Cayra. And they look to take the fight straight to them. Cheeky peeks on the head. Doc throwing up for the fists. Silas, he can grab it. Silas commits on the drive-in. Instant pickup from Sol, and it's just Loxy left.
Leaves it all down to Loxy, and Alpha Gaming look to put a win on the cards. 2 internationally gifted teams, but it is the squad of killers that will come out on top here. An incredible beginning to day.
And they're not content with just placements, they want more chicken dinners to kick off today, and they make it look clean. Heads up maneuvers, the crash from Nongshim Red Force, the fact that they handled that one was an amazing opener. The game. Another game, another day. Not just any day. This is a PMWC playoffs day. Oh yeah. And we're heading in from Nova Moya up towards Severny now. 74 points for Yangon Galacticos, but look at that. That last game, Alpha Gaming puts themselves in a very good position to challenge in second place with 70 points, an exact 10-point average for them. Bank where it feels like you should be at a disadvantage. They're quick to the draw today. They're looking hot, dialed in for the action, and just ready for it, which is everything you want as we're getting closer and closer. Again, obviously this is 4 Thrives that have really been struggling in some of these games. They took some uncomfortable early game exits back in day 1. They were able to upset power on the hobby, looking for an opening opportunity to get thrown into an engagement here. You got the hovercraft with the quick getaway, so they can at least keep themselves moving. All squads still currently standing. Only one player has been removed from the equation over on the side of Falcons. They're down to a trio, but we might lose some more players here. The close quarters crash comes in. They dive out of the back of the hovercraft, but straight into the forefront of Weibo. They're able to deal some damage. Oh, ring around the rosies, but they're starting to fall down from the third party of DRX. Now Power moves in as well, sweeps round, they get a lay of the land, figure out where these players are. A second swipe comes through, and nades would be easy to send over towards that location. Power's still figuring things out though, and opts to just send it slightly further back. Easy has the 15 arrows left. I mean, you can kind of just zone on this and nip at both of the heels. You can keep it uncomfortable for either squad. Ooh, okay. Comfortable being the operative word for him now. Been sent through as that's from Alter Ego, in fact, and Momon will pick up the pieces. Carnage being caused. Fireflux want to hold on to their good position and deny any entrance from Regnum Cayra, with Rosemary in the back confirming shots before it. Would it be a squad you want to take down, make it more uncomfortable for them? Uh-oh, the fire and flames burning down Reefus, but top trade straight back with 2 clean tags over on the DRX, keep him pinned in position, pop up from Yunbin. This is the man that can do so much. A bit of a king in the game in PUBG Mobile, but what's he got for us here? Nice nade, bowls out, Rufus goes down off the back of it, follow up in as well, rolling downhill, chip damage on the dock. Meanwhile, Fireflux thrown into the head-to-head versus Aura that they're going to walk away with. We're accelerating things big time right now with the circle pushing it over towards Alpha. M79 to drop those smokes quickly and easily to create cover for DRX to reset on this one. They still have 4 players, but not for long, as Top once again re-engages the Mini 14 at distance. This guy is deadly. Fireflux, like you said, great engagement over towards Horror. Kind of sad we missed that one, as it was a clean sweep from Fireflux. Playstyle again here as well. It's far similar to what we were seeing from Fireflux when they were really starting to dominate, where you had that back and forth between Etch and Scarface, the way that they were taking engagements, even on the spread, and being able to work off each other quite nicely. It's a good placement to be in. 7 elims, a ton of damage. Great zone control for the longest time. Alpha on the roam up. It's Scarface with a quick hit. He's hungry, and the dinner plate will smash over the face. Follows up. Zol down. Goodbye, Doc. Just Top. Trapped behind the tree, and the nade will finish it. Mob that team up. And again, immediately refocusing over towards Team Secret. 2 knocks coming through in the space of bare seconds. Solus will go down, but is in cover. 10 elims on the match here for Fireflux, making it look easy on this northeast side, constantly being a big presence in the game. So weird for Fireflux as well, because you see these games pop up now and again where they just look indomitable inside the lobby. What can you really do against them? But
we need more of this. We need this to happen so much more for Fireflux. So a lot of times where you see these games and you think to yourself, they're a shining light within inside of this lobby, and other times it's just quite dim on their side.
And I think it's those two players that really do bring the lumens to them. It's Ketch and Scarface, and at the minute they're both still alive. That could be the differential factor that could help them out. You look at some of the squads that remain. I mean, the battle of attrition is far better for Fireflux. Regnum Cayra is just one man. It was Wild that was able to actually survive the push through Fireflux ages ago. He's had to keep himself down in the dirt. Hyunbin as well, trapped in. Zone shift, though. Oh, for 4-5s, they've been waiting for so damn long. And it's Yangon that are behind them as well, Blank, so this could cause some infighting.
For 4-5s, that compound is really quite good. Circle actually headed over that way. It's hard to get 4-5s off because not only does it provide you a lot of cover, there's a huge amount of high ground control you can get from that position, which makes it so difficult when you get to the end game where it's quite a flat space. On this region, the circle cuts out every single building, does not keep a single one in the next circle, and Fireflux have all the control on the eastern side here.
T24's POV here. There's been bullets whizzing through the windows for a while. Yangon just taking a peek over. Romeo's further out. Wild, hello. He finally makes a move with the DBS. Close quarters engagement could take Ketch out of the mix. That's going to be a bit of a sore sight for the Fireflux eyes, losing out on one of their players after what's been a blinding game for them, keeping all four alive for a good set of time here.
Losing Ketch is a big deal. Of the prime players on that squad. Wild, though, you can't really ever count this guy out on Regnum Cayra, especially as a solo. He is hailed as one of the best solo players in the game. Mini 14 as well as the DBS. He's got long range as well as close range on lock, but it is IQ to find that shot. Hyunbin now waiting in the wings here between them and Fireflux, and they have no idea.
Oh, Hyunbin, belly down on the ground, sneaking up towards him. No one's got vision. Jumps up with the DBS. The right looks good for one, but they reply. They turn around. But again, it's issues. That's all these teams had to do. If they wanted to cause problems for Fireflux taking the game itself, they go from 4-2 in the matter of a minute.
The fire is sputtering here. They need to add more fuel to the flames of Fireflux. Losing both your top players here in the matter of minutes. Scarface as well as Ketch. The other boys now need to step up. Yangon Galacticos with 4 players playing it slow on the southwest edge for a long time. They've been quiet, but now look to be deadly.
Mana bringing the base. Bullet straight to the face. It's uncomfortable for 4-5s. Losing so much manpower. Balak with the peek up. Oh, target-rich environment, but the shots just don't deliver. And 4-5s are removed. Yangon bided their time for so long. They've engaged off the back of it and made it work. You can get the pickup as well.
This has been an assassination of a gameplay coming through from Yangon Galacticos. They played it slow, they played it steady. Teams weren't really aware of their position. They've just been holding out, waiting for their time to strike, and their time is now. A long nade comes through from Fireflux, who wrap their way around over towards the western side. Team Secret still holding on desperately. White knuckle grip on that compound towards the eastern side, but finally they have to let go.
And it really is no secret that this is the way they like playing these games. If you give them the stock to play passive, they will wait it out and go for the placements. Romeo, vision over, spots onto one, few bullets, witzing by. It's only 2 players there. They can trade off one another and opt to play this out just with the long con. With the fact they've got so much more stock in the bodies, it's Murnat that gets the first connection off.
Romeo looking to deliver the Shakespearean poison, but there will be no resurrection on the side of Team Secret when they go down. Yangon Galacticos continue to ramp. Fireflux with Murnat, with Macap as well as Solus. 2 players that can step up. Yangon Galacticos look to roam out. Frankie in a whole world of hurt, likely to go down soon. And Yangon Galacticos are just starting to sweep here. Fireflux have had no say in the decimation that's happened around this map.
And you love to see it as well, because it's a head-up call from them. As soon as they got that first knock, they go for the controlled engagement, so not only stealing away 2 additional Elim points, but also now setting themselves up potentially for the grand prize that's just inches away from them. Coming away with this one with that first place on the chicken dinner.
Yangon Galacticos currently in first place on the rankings as well. This would push them further away from any other squad inside the lobby. They have been so consistently dominant through the playoffs here. Now Fireflux have to move forward directly into the sightlines of Yangon Galacticos, and they're going to deny the points. It had been done, but now to see that region continue to pop off in these international tournaments. So easy, making it look pretty easy at times, and it's nice the way that they're currently playing out on their rotations and the late games. The Yangon Galacticos feeling like a true edge team now. That's very, very sweet to see. I think there's not a lot of teams that really play like that here in this lobby. It's very, very slow paced at times, but calculating to strategic towards that end game. When Yangon saw that opportunity.
You want to over-egg it though. You've got that chip damage yet. You forced them to burn some of their resources. You want it to be a clean fight in the head-to-head.
It's a nice right down to Dog at distance, but
forced to top himself back up with a temporary HP to play with on this one. Meanwhile as well, Team Secret up against 4 Fribes, and they're handling that one with ease, it seems. Just a bit of damage even further gets thrown on top from Alpha Gaming. The Krypton finally takes the peak up towards the rooftop. That was the isolated player in Cloud who gets removed from the equation. They've got cover to work with to grab some of the additional resources as well. Meanwhile, down in the close quarters combat, Mohana, not really with a weapon of choice. You might have one heads up call to instead try and dip out through the window. He's caught because of it.
I think he should have just held his own. He's got the M249, he has ammo advantage there. It's really nice to see Weibo taking out the remainder of Thundertox here. Suk with some fantastic aim on side with the signature bow in hand too. And Thundertox just could not make that cross.
No thunder, no talking, just bullets from downrange. DRX, 2 players again here as well. Kyunbin still standing. His brother in arms taking a bit of a hefty hit from that one. It's Falak that's kind of just barely crawling up to see if he can get any kind of impact or potentially just keep his nose clean. Nice nade thrown over, barely off target there.
Shots from the side and a quick swipe that comes through from Falak of all players. He will finally be taken down, and Weibo continues to just rack up point after point after point. 8 Elims now held on side, and Fireflux with consistency, which is great to see. Here for them, we were wondering if the bonfire would start to die down after that last match, but no, they are still here to play here on our angle.
Even spotting vision back out onto Ida. You are pinned in position as well. E-Arena looking to clean up from the first man they took out so long ago with Emre on that kind of flunked push they went for. So they're scrapping amongst one another inside of the compound. And Weibo, he heads on a swivel really, like 360-degree vision with a lot of the fights that have been going on, with opportunity to steal fights.
2,000 total damage in the match as well. It's nice, but had a lot of impact here. Again for Ida, sending over towards the north. What a fun game this has been. But for Ida, it's a case of Emre going out too far. His off angle is way, way, way too much. Yes, they missed the nades on it, but he was never getting back out of that situation, right? They had to full commit there. It's a great nade that gets sent in by Eren.
Follow-up from the DBS is good as well. The nade to establish it, shotty to blow the legs away. Mormon in panic stations now as well. Luckily, heads up call, ditch down to the ground floor, able to get out and stay away from the nade, but they roam into it. Mormon replies, close down onto Ida, but look who's here, waiting to strike again. He could very well be him if he's able to find the follow-up impact that they're looking for on this one, with E-Arena reeling to recover.
Fireflux looking to make their setup here, taking shots down the side. Scarface looks for the long-range engagement over towards Weibo. E-Arena cowering over towards the buildings on the western side, and Power, through it all, is still in this game. Still running, not quite on empty. The Power still spiking on the meters. put some more points up here. Currently down towards 9th place, but we said before, those points are incredibly interchangeable. You could find yourself up in 4th easily off the back of a chicken dinner on this match.
Yeah, the potential to jump up is there in full force. The potential for some explosive plays from Su could very well be coming our way as well. Right now he's just zoning towards E Arena, keeping those shots going one after another to make it uncomfortable for them. But Fireflux sees this opportunity to get a little bit closer, more cover to work with, block off the sight lines from any power maneuvers, and instead cause carnage up close versus wave up. Solus goes in, quick burst from the damage. 2 players, HP, one of them converted. Su switches to the shotty, doesn't need the bows, he's quick with the secondary as well.
Down towards the basement right now, quick heads up maneuver coming through from Fireflux to just send down, but Suke's already done quite a bit here, really has ruined the health bars of Fireflux. He immediately drops to the deck, and this might be a power game.
Going uncontested for them. There's no need to fight, they can just wait. Everyone else has been scrapping amongst one another, so they're just sitting pretty for the opportunity to even play the game. And after the back of that commotion inside of the basement, it's just E Arena and Power that are left.
Goodness me, E Arena, who started the game down towards the beaches, now find themselves in a rough scenario like sand. And the sands of times are running out here as Power starts to move forward, finding damage over to Mormon, as well as Turney K, who was not quite able to put himself out of that position. They have angles on them. Vahiden starts off with one over towards Turney K, and it's just Mormon as Power starts to descend.
And we would need to see more man from this man, as right now he's trying to get bullets down rage, but Vahiden's got
Galacticos. It feels so unlikely to be able to return to form coming through for them, but they are still so far behind Django Galacticos. It feels so unlikely to be able to take this one.
Yeah, everybody.
And Thunder Talk are going to live to see another day as 4. Rosemary is still down. They had to reposition away from the nade. Krypton still with 2 in hand, but the pump action, the leap around the broken wall, not going to quite connect. And Moana's down again. Now Ting trying to cut through them in its alter ego.
Maybe fight each other, or at least keep each other at bay. So in the meantime, rechs will continue to apply the pressure on Regnum. APG though, Falcons, remember APG coming from the outside, now choosing to challenge that of the Falcons on the southern zone, and the nades are detrimental.
They're not going to try and hold on the top of Everest. They descend, and immediately the southern point of the Falcons is dispatched. And this 2-2, it feels like they didn't even expect another team to be on the south coast. You can hold this if you're just facing off against teams towards the north, but they are just isolated on that 2-player. There's no chance that Redox and Ralph could have even gone in to help there.
Right.
That is within even thinking distance of Yangon Galacticus right now. Mormon takes himself out, and that's going to be an easy pickup for Refus. Very happy with that. E-Arena, fumble, not good, especially when you're in 15th place. You can't let that sort of thing happen. Refus on the outside, he's all too happy to take this fight. And the backup's coming through for E-Arena, but getting up and challenging him is so difficult. And now Doc is on the ground floor, Top moving in from the sidelines. They are going to close the jaws on this trap.
You would think so. Still though, in close and personal in a CQC fight, E-Arena does have the shotties needed in order to battle against APG once they do push forward, and Refus can only do so much from the hilltop. It's going to be up, or it should be from the rooftop. It's going to be up to the rest of the roster to push in from the bottom side of things. By the way, update, Power loses Al-Haji, a crowd favorite. I'm curious how that's going to impact a little bit later on. For APG though, they start to tighten the vice grip. Joker though on the outside is a little bit interesting. If Refus does decide to overexpose himself on that rooftop, Joker might be able to knock him down, giving an opportunity for E-Arena to potentially take the high ground for themselves.
I mean, the issue is the off angles, right? For Alpha Gaming, it's going to be really difficult to have an impact for Joker. Refus isn't going to give him the opportunity. I can guarantee you that. And Doc will find out about this position as well. So the off angle there is spotted. They'll easily handle this, and it should be E-Arena disengaging, if they can.
Yeah, tough for Joker. If he knocks down Doc, maybe he starts to push up. Zayal potentially takes over the place and maybe challenges Joker himself.
Against the Falcons, you can see that in the picture-in-picture on your top right, the expanded mini-map there. Potentially coming to conflict, they're still quite far away from each other. As the nades start to come through, Tiny K gets an opener over towards Ziol. They're going to try and chase this one down. He knows Top's on the wall, burns off the corner, burns off that retreat, and could potentially put a lot more pressure onto this one, but Top actually hops forward, gets up to cover, and the rest of the team are going to sidle on in and keep this one at arm's distance. Fourth Thrives moving on past this, not going to get stuck in either. Tourniquet just about escaping there before his health bar depletes to 0.
Oh, but how aggressive does Doc want to get? He knew the damage was in, but now he doesn't have the positioning. Tourniquet will recover, get his health back up into play. Shots will ring out, but Tourniquet is safe. This angle is nasty. He has the right-hand peek advantage, and he'll try and take advantage, but gets mowed down as he peeks in the line of sight of 3 players from APG. Now Joker has no choice but to retreat back into a corner and try and stay up, but he can't go anywhere. Nowhere safe.
Doc around the corner there, keeping that suppressive fire down, and they find another. Sakura falls, and now Joker is the last. We could see.
Yes, APG. I think APG is getting closer.
Dreamed of further down the table.
That's right. This could be a massive game for APG, but Fireflux, they want to stop them. After all, Fireflux, they still got skin in this game. They're in 5th place. There's a lot of money still to be earned in a championship potential run. Solus up close, gets mowed down. Fireflux left with just one more standing. But for how long? Well, Madcap says, I've got this. Boys, I'm going to take the cake. I'm going to push up. 1v3, no problem. APG, not like this.
Oh, they are going to push Madcap back off the angle, though. He has one more hurdle to jump. He will go all the way, and Reefus keeps them together. The full reset potential, but not Valo could also change things around. The Falcons moving on up with their last player. He's not going to be there in time. He's just trying to get a little bit further forwards onto this circle. So Alpha Gaming now up to 11 eliminations, 10 points behind Yangon Galacticos.
Ooh, okay, so a potential 21-point game. Who knows, maybe even more if they get eliminations, which would put APG in 1st place. If you mention Narvalo, he's gone. Falcons are eliminated. For APG, this is their game to take. They've got a lot of great competition. They still have to fight for zone, maybe even against 4th Thrive. I'm assuming Nox from Red Force, but APG have already put up one hell of a game.
Weibo on the north side are a major threat. Last player from DRX could change that around if he doesn't get spotted by them, but you imagine that Weibo are going to be able to spot that one out. You hope so at the very least. So on the northern side, they have a lot of control. So easy. I think he's been spotted. No. Oh, that was in reverse there. Hang on a minute. They're going away. They might leave into his own devices.
So it stays alive just a little bit longer. Weibo finally starting to fire a couple of shots. I believe onto Fowlick. IQ will try to alleviate some of the pressure from a distance. Weibo have a lot of utility here. Soaz will stay just where he's at. No reason for him to fire off. He's going to be a sneaky beaver as long as he possibly can. Actually, I do start to worry about Weibo now as he might get gunned down.
Oh no. Oh, they know he's right there. Surely he checks the angle. Surely they spot out. He's pulled his gun away. No, he's getting spotted. Okay. M4 is out, and it is DRX eliminated. Crisis averted on the northern side. Weibo, the Chinese fans, very happy about that one.
Very happy indeed. That could have been crazy. Losing half your team in just a moment's time to a solo who's been surviving. That would have hurt for sure. D24 down, but not for long. Malky's going to get him back onto his feet. 4 Thrives will be able to continue to potentially thrive in this game with 4 of their players. We look at the zone and, man, Weibo, Nox from Red Force, just neck and neck. Doc starting to move in potentially into APG. Now, I do worry if he gets a bit too far away from his team. APG's going to mow him down. You need numbers in these final fights.
At the moment, center of the circle, closest occupant is 4 Thrives, who we're on board with just there, and they will get a little bit closer to this one. However, the high ground now has to be rolled off. APG, you can see how low their health bars are. You've got to imagine that their meds are looking a little bit threadbare as they take some shots over towards Nox and Red Force, but Doc C hasn't been handled just yet, and he finds both of the backline. Again, it's all up to Reefus to keep them alive, but Top is going to get flushed away, and it's IQ to actually push Doc C off of that high ground. In the meantime, there's a trade-off. A Weibo taken back down. This engagement is going every direction on this circle.
All right, huge. If we can get a reset, at least with a duo, Weibo now focused fully on Nox from Red Force up ahead. Sook, a great grenade. He's going to throw it. It goes down the hill, but Benny and Tizzy managed to distance himself, but a wonderful shot will drop one. Reefus gets some shots onto Doc C, getting yet another point, I believe, putting APG at 12.
could potentially be racking up more and more. Haven't quite got that flush just yet, so the 12 elims, they'll try and add to that tally. Falak nade over the top, this looks good, and it will find the knock onto 33Z. Weibo's sidelines now are opened up a little bit, and he manages to get back as well behind that Molotov. Really timely retreat. The old ducks behind the headland just in time.
Gotta favor Fourth Thrives in this moment. A team that was so incredible. The dominant roster throughout group play, struggling when it comes to grand finals, but a chance to step it up. Reefus is down to solo. Last alive for the team of APG. Sayal also taking damage himself, and Alpha Gaming will in fact be eliminated. But good news even more so for Fourth Thrives, who have a dominating position, and they have dominant control here. I don't think they can lose this game.
Weibo try and find Vinny in the ditch there, but he's in the smoke. A little bit too hard to find this time around, but the spray downs, the shotgun puts him out of the business. Fourth Thrives now with 9 eliminations, trying to convert this one against Weibo. They've crunched them in. Look at how they sit on this circle. We're on to stage 8 now. It will close dead center, and Fourth Thrives should have this one on lock in a 4 versus 3. Nade over the top from D24. Falak's gonna be up on that off angle now. Sook should be next on the menu, and you can imagine he's gonna bite down something hard. Falak able to nail that shot, of course.
Well done.
No chance he doesn't.
Now it's a 4v2. T24 pushing closer and closer to Order, and he down below. T24 finally looks like he starts to fire a couple of shots. Order most likely dropping in a moment. He as well. Is this the game? Will we see it? One from Fourth Thrives perspective. Only one more player remains, and I just don't know if it's enough. Fourth Thrives will...
By 2 players, right? You're severely limiting their point scoring capability, and if you're able to do that, that is brilliant stuff. Ah, okay, it was a knockout with the Mini 14 from Rosemary on the early game to find this to pick up. It did not go well at all. Goodness me.
I'm actually happy we caught that though, because it's you take down
a really hard call shift on this circle. Goes back up towards Picardo. They will be able to roll back, and Yangon Galacticos are going to go right now headlong into the compound here. Say Cloud down first. Smile and Myrna trying to put pressure in down the line. Rita goes down the line. Rita goes down now. Darkin cooking the nade. So is Emre, and Smile wants to keep Say Cloud alive. Denied that opportunity though, as it will be shut down. Aaron from across the way putting nades on in. That splits Myrna, and he's shot down with the nade from across the distance. Over in that warehouse, they hold strong. 2 players for the top of the table team. It's Romeo and Smile to try and piece things back together against Ida.
Flashed, Smile down, Romeo now forced to go at it straight ahead. It's a battle for sure. The winner of this getting a plethora of points. But Weibo comes in, and Weibo needs a big game. This could be massive for them if they can somehow, someway as a duo, wipe these 2 rosters and get a deep run. That'll put up closer to 100, but as Order falls, Sook last alive. The chances of that happening now fall to the wayside.
Not really super likely to happen in the first place, but Eren on this off angle in the warehouse has been instrumental throughout this entire fight. With just Romeo remaining, he was able to cut across the sideline of Yangon Galacticos' position for so long. Beautiful stuff coming through on the off angle for the young firecracker player Eren over on Ida.
Romeo, the last one standing. Yangon Galacticos trying to fight. Here comes the push, and it is going to be good as Darkin gets the final shots. Yangon Galacticos out earlier than they wanted once again, but let's face it, still healthy. But now APG has a direct route into first place to set the point threshold.
Ooh, DRX as well. Remember, they're a team with a chance to push up towards the top of the tables. They have 4 players alive. Unfortunately, they're on the wrong side of the road for this one. The nades are pretty good over towards the arena, though. That's going to be more damage being dealt on out. The carriage really not providing too much cover here. You just need to keep these nades coming on through. DRX going to have to move a little bit further north with Alter Ego lighting up their crossing. Krypton finds so easy, but Hyunbin does find the way all the way across. Gets the spray down onto one, but cut through by the rest of the arena. Joker and Mormon holding face for now, and DRX having a tough time of getting across this roadside.
Very tough time indeed, and in fact, Weibo's going to be fully finished off. There was a down player earlier. We knew Sook was going to try and go at it alone. For APG, a chance to dethrone Yangon Galacticos, who has been in first place for the longest time. But the question is, can they pressure up? Can they take down Regnum Kari? And I just don't know if they're going to be able to. It's going to be a tough spot to be in without question. APG already has a downed player. This is truly going to be a testament of the skills.
3 players, but only 2 of them up and standing. The off-angle dispatched now. Regnum Cayra have the blue zone to play around, but they have to leave as well. Top taken very, very low there for Alpha Gaming as Yol breaks out wide, a little bit more healthy. Needs to find a needle on the side of Regnum Cayra, but can't quite find it. The haystack too dense to be able to piece it together. Wild looking to sweep the legs. Yol goes down. Alpha Gaming most likely falling here to the blue zone, and the final tag is good. Regnum Cayra, 4 players alive. Now they need to turn their attention northwards.
And I don't think it was enough to overtake first place, so top place should go to Yangon Galacticus, who hold on tight, but APG so close. We focus on the remaining teams left, and of course we look at Power, who's had a decent day, but will this be the shining example of what they can do in the finals? Well, maybe not so, as they're down to a solo.
Teams are ripping shreds out of each other along this ridgeline that sits central to the circle right now. Power were there for the longest time, but now they've only got Ragnar to contend on this high ground. Alter Ego pushed in from the east side. They are playing as 3. One of the main forces in this circle, the Regnum Cayra on the south side, they had 4, but Sakura wants to change that. Maybe a chance to take them low. Will go in with the shotgun and again takes another player down, and Arena not going to go down without a fight just yet. Regnum Cayra, Day getting ruined right now to close it down. Loxy back to the blue, not much wiggle room to play with.
They might have few points, but they are mighty, but from the off angle, taken down before the story can truly get started. Now down to our top 4 rosters, and well, things start to get exciting for Regnum Cayra. 2 players down. The question is, can they get Wild and Loxy back into the fight? You also got a question for Silas. How much of an impact can he have against Alter Egos? He's in the forward position, and I believe Alter Egos know exactly where he's at.
Silas needs to hold this face here, right? For Regnum Cayra, they need the control of this open ground that sits in front of them. 20 seconds was enough to get those reses before the zone pushed on in. They can get a little bit of healing done, but the vehicle's low. Rosemary now pushing up, and that's the rest of Power dispatched. Ida as well, playing up and on that ridgeline from the western side. Regnum Cayra finally able to get away, and as 4 players, this may just be done and dusted.
This might be, but you gotta give credit where credit is. Oh, what a nade from a distance. Darkin throws it just right. Krypton down. And Alter Egos, 2 members to fight with. Ida keeping the pressure on, which is only even better news for Regnum Cayra with all 4 players alive. Surely this is their game to take. It's been a while since they've been in the winner's circle, a while since they've had a winner chicken dinner. Surely they can get the job done this time around.
Next stage will close dead center. That sits close to Alva's position right now. You can see that high ground there is under their control, but Ida could take the angle here, and Regnum Cayra obviously with these nades, that looks pretty good. I don't think that Alter Ego are going to be able to hold this position for much longer. Regnum Cayra should just be able to swell over this. That nade looks good, and there's the knock that they were looking for. Alter Ego want to try and take a player or 2 down against Regnum Cayra. They'll need to find this opening, but they've now lost their forward position, and it's just so hard to find these openings.
Ooh, and that's a big down onto Darkin. That's going to drop the players from Ida down to just a solo. Alter Egos at a duo. Loxy weak, no worries. He's got teammates for a reason. Slowly but surely, Regnum Cayra start to push forward. Alter Egos, they're back against the wall. They still have to worry about the solo from Ida, who's going to be Aaron, who's trying his best to stay up as long as possible. But Wild wants to take his head off.
We'll go for the spray, and there's the connection. Regnum Cayra now in a full face 2v4. It's their advantage. Silas leading from the front. They've got 9 elims. They can add that up to 11. That would be a 21-point chicken dinner and put them nice and healthily for a podium competition spot at the end of day 2 here on the grand finals. Silas again pushing around the edge with that UMP, the AUG in the back pocket as well, facing down against Rosemary in an MG3. That is not a friendly sight to see, but he's got his teammates where Rosemary does not.
Great shots. That at least helps a little bit. Rosemary, a guy that's been known to clutch up 7 eliminations for the day. Silas goes over the hill. Rosemary guns him down. Is this the end? Will Regnum Cayra choke the final engagement despite the man advantage? Well, it's up to Krypton, and Krypton's hitting the shots needed. Krypton might be able to do this for Alter Egos. He only has a couple of players to take care of. He goes to challenge on the line. Loxy, but it's not enough. You can't reset this. You can't get Rosemary back into the fight. You just have to keep pushing.
Regnum Cayra choke on the first push, and now Krypton in a 1 versus 2. Loxy and Wild for Regnum Cayra, trying to keep this one in the back pocket. Alter Ego have 14 elims. No way are they going to let Rosemary get this res. Regnum Cayra dropping the ball here to Loxy. No, he steps back again. Are you kidding me, Regnum Cayra? That's not going to work out. Krypton, no way! And how on earth do they let that happen? It's Alter Ego to find a wild opening onto Regnum Cayra. That is crazy. What a massive blunder.
Massive blunder indeed. That is insanity. I cannot believe my nose. Really, the crowd favorite, a team that is looking to make history, might have just put themselves in the ballpark of potential.
You cannot criticize Regnum Cayra enough, and I hope that the desk will do just that. We're going to head to a break for the final time today. We do have a little surprise for you later, though, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sony Hero of the Day, indeed, definitely deserves to be the MVP, was Dog. And again, it's